Jazz, what's it been like for you to be back on the floor for the last few games?
Just feels great to be back, with the guys and just kind of like be a part of it on the floor, not just like supporting them from the bench, but it's obviously a special feeling being a part of a group of guys like that. Playing in Hilton, playing in front of these incredible fans, and I'm glad I'm back.
Where do you feel like you are conditioning and rhythm-wise?
Just kind of getting back into it. I feel like it's hard when you're out for like that long of a time, especially because I feel like the only way to get in game shape is to play games, and it's probably gonna take a little while to get back into like top notch form, but definitely getting there.
For both of you guys, Jazz, what must you guys do to get back quickly into the mode that you guys were in before this last stretch of games?
Honestly, just sticking with what we've been doing. Time and time again, we've talked about our habits and the things that we do daily, and the work that we put in. And I feel like if we just stick to what we're doing and just stay together, honestly, I think that we'll be right back to where we were.
Kind of like what he said, just kind of go to the things that brought us where we are right now. Playing defense, being aggressive, pressuring the ball, rebounding on the offensive glass. But also, I feel like obviously we lost 2 in a row. We need this one badly, but it's not like like there's teams out there losing 4, 5, 6 in a row. Even TCU's coming here desperate after they dropped a couple. So we just got to get back to what we were doing before and staying together and following the game plan.
What happened towards the end of the game, the last game? TJ said that focus was totally lost. I mean, outside factors. How do you stop that from happening?
The biggest thing is just, us as a team, holding each other accountable. When we see each other start to slip for whatever reason, a play didn't go our way or we didn't get a certain call, just getting to what's next. That was one thing that Coach talked to us about, is just how mentally our toughness wasn't there when adversity struck. And us as a team, we all lost focus and kind of fell apart towards the end of the game. So that's one thing that Coach has really talked to us about leading up to this game, is, just where our focus needs to be, and just knowing that we have to be the mentally tougher team like we have been leading up to this point. So,
yeah, just kind of control the controllables. There's things that are not in our control, and we just have to not focus on them. Playing in front of 15,000 people. Obviously there's going to be outside factors, noise, but we just have to stay together. The 13 of us and the coaching staff and the managers and everybody that's involved in this program. It's all about us and not about everything else that's happening around us.
Jazz, what was the process like for the month, 4.5 weeks, whatever it was, since the broken finger, to getting back on the floor? What were you able to do while these guys were going 6-3 or whatever before you came back?
Yeah, just kind of try to stay in shape as much as I can. Run, bike. It's obviously I was limited a little bit with shooting and basketball practice, but my legs were still working, so I was kind of doing that and just kind of staying with it. During the games, during practice, staying focused, locked in on what the guys were doing on the floor, and just kind of being prepared. So when I get back, I don't have to get ready. I'm already ready.
You guys, and certainly the guys we talked to on Saturday, mentioned mental toughness not being there. That's been your guys' calling card for a year and a half. Why did it get away from you? Is it concerning, or do you feel that you've been so good at it you can get right back to it?
I feel like we're going to be right back at it tomorrow. I feel like, TJ obviously talked about it with us. We kind of reflected on it, watched films, saw what happened, what we did wrong, and kind of we already know what we have to do. We've been good at it, like you said, for the year, ever since TJ, took over this program, and I feel like we're going to be good at it again tomorrow.
You guys are both close to Caleb. I think you probably more because you've known him longer. What's he going through right now, playing with his back and yet trying to play at a very high level?
Well, obviously it's hard. I had my back issues back in the day, so I know how hard it is to play. I know he hurts all the time, and it's because it's like a grade 2, I think, stress reaction. So it's kind of it's always there. It doesn't really go away, except when you rest. And obviously he's been a warrior and playing through it and kind of. I feel like it's also hard for him to stay with it. put his focus on the basketball and not on his injury. But I think he's doing a decent job in practice and games, you know, to kind of not trying to focus on it. But obviously, I know it hurts a lot, especially because the back problems are like, well, every time you do anything, you know, move, shoot, jump, it's, you know, your back's involved with it. So I know he's going through a lot, but I know, like you said, I know him for a while now, and I know he can fight through it.
Having had those back issues, with your jump shot is such a technical skill. If your back is screwed up, how hard is that to be consistent?
Well, it's hard because, you know, the pain's probably always there for him as well. You know, obviously he's a great, you know, off-ball mover, so it's not like just like set shots. You know, he moves a lot, you know, to get his shots off. So it's definitely there, you know, all the time. But like I said, I think he's doing a good job, you know, obviously working with Vic closely, you know, to monitor that, and I think he's fine.